Morning class, I'm Dr. Sakwari, and today I'm going to explain to you how to use sampling pump, and these pumps are used for collection of particulate matter from workplaces or even from any other place that you want to do. They are mostly used for personal measurements. You know that we have discussed, maybe you have discussed it with maybe Mr. Luco or any other person on how to do sampling. And in this, we do sampling using various instruments. This is a pump that is used to sample particulates. You can use this same pump with different samplers to either sample particulates, to sample different levels, sizes of particulates, and also even to sample gases or volatile organic compounds in a workplace. So the first thing we need is the pump, which is this one. A pump has to have a cord, and we have filters or samplers. The samplers have filters inside. These are the filters, and the samplers are of different sizes. You can see this one is 37 millimeter diameter. This is 25 millimeter diameter. And these are the filters. These are small filters for these kind of samplers. And every sampler is like this one, and then you have a filter support, which is placed on the base. And then after placing the filter support, you place the filter, and then you cover your sampler like that, and you put the stoppers, the red one and the blue one. And in the end, you have something like this one. This is a sampler with a filter and a filter support. So this is the sampler. Oh, sorry, I took out the... Oh my goodness. Okay, I took out the stopper because I was already connecting it to the filter. So always you have it like this, with both holes covered by these stoppers. And we have an inlet side and an outlet side. Outlet side is on the base where it goes to the pump, and inlet is where the air will be coming in and filtered, and the particulate will be left on the filter. So when you are done with preparing your filters have to be prepared in a laboratory, and they have to be weighed. You have to know the weight of the filter if you're going to do gravimetric analysis. So these filters are supposed to be weighed in laboratory, and you record the weight, and you record the number of the sampler. So these samplers, you must number them so that you know this particular filter, because you see the filters are tiny, you can't number the filters. So you have to know that a particular filter has been placed in a particular sampler. So the number will be on this sampler. I don't think I have one. I know that is numbered. Yes, I have those ones that are numbered. You can see, for example, these ones are written names because these students have used these ones to do sampling. So we just wrote a name of the person, and you put in the filter, and when they go and measure, when they come back, we know that Jane had we had a filter that had a name Jane, and it was measured, and it was maybe 3 milligrams. And then when they come back, you weigh the filter again and see the difference of the weight. Well, we start with the arrangements first, and then we'll talk about the measurements. So you have your pump, you connect the base to the filter, to the pump, and it's like this one. You take out the stopper from this side so that you can sample air, because air will be going in and impregnating all the particulates on the filter. After that, you have your filter on. I'll show you how to mount it on a person, but now you just have to have the filter on. And now the filter is running. I have to raise my voice so for you to hear me. You have to cover this particular area so that it doesn't stop by accident. You wait for 5 minutes, at least 3 to 5 minutes for the filter to be stable before you weigh the flow rate. We have various flow rate depending on the particulate that you're sampling and the sampler that you're using. For this particular sampler, which samples total dust, not inhalable, not respirable, but total dust, we run the pump at a rate of 2 liters per minute. And this is a rotor that measures the flow rate. So you will connect your pump to the rotor like that, and then you read on the measurements on the scale and see if it is 2 or if it is high. So because I said you're sampling total dust, it has to be at 2, and you can see it is on the level of 2, but sometimes you have your pump maybe operating at lower levels, so you will regulate by using this particular instrument, and you will use this knob here and regulate and increase the sampling volume until where you think it is the level that is required. So if it was supposed to be something else that has a different sampling flow rate, maybe sampling flow rate of maybe 1.5, so you have to take it to 1.5. But for this particular sampler, when you're sampling total dust, it has to sample at a rate of 2 liters per minute. Okay, so there you are. There is 2 liters per minute. And you have your pump ready to mount on a person to sample total dust. Maybe when we're in class, we'll discuss the difference between total dust, inhalable dust, respirable dust, thoracic dust. What are they and how are they operating? I'll send the message for that one. So you have your pump like this, and then you have to mount it to a person. Well, maybe I'll try to put it on myself, or maybe we can pause and then I put it on someone else. But normally we sample from the breathing zone, which is around here. So you won't put the pump up here or there, but you have it somewhere close to the chest, and it will go like this. Just a second. Yeah, like that. And then you will have this on a belt of the worker. So it will be like here, and then you have this placed on a belt of the worker at the back so that it doesn't give problems. And then you can adjust this cord for it to be safer for him, that it doesn't link on anything that is in the workplace, because they have to be safe. So you have to see how it is placed. It has to be around the breathing zone, and it has to face down. You don't put the pump facing up because the nose is also facing down. So you have it facing down like this one. And then you note the time that you have mounted this particular pump on this particular worker, and the number of the pump, and the number of the filter, sampler. And these will help you to know when you take out the pumps, who wore this particular pump, and you always have to write the activities that are performed by this person for you to know that this particular person A, had a sampler number X on a pump X, and he or she did activities A, B, C, D for the whole time that you want to sample. You can sample, you can sample at a variety of time, either if you're doing a whole shift sampling, that is 8 hours, or if you're doing mid-shift sampling, maybe 4 hours sampling, so it will be 4 hours, but you have to note the time. And at the end of the sampling, you also have to measure and see how much is the flow rate, if it has changed or not. So before you put off the pump, I just had to put it off because it's too much noise. Before you put off the pump, you have to measure and see if it is still reading that particular 2 liters per minute. And if it doesn't, you don't correct when you're done with sampling. You don't correct, but you just note that maybe it is reading, maybe if it was maybe 1.8 or 1.9, maybe that is 1. Maybe 1.9. So you will just note that it is 1.9, but you won't correct it when you're done with your sampling. Or even if you go in the middle of the sampling and you find that the rate has decreased, you do not regulate it, but you note it so that you can do the calculation properly. Because at the end, we'll have to calculate the sampled volume for us to calculate the concentration of the particulate that is impregnated on the filter. And this is the next video where we will discuss on how to weigh the filters and how to measure the contents that are on the filter and how to calculate the volume. Thank you.